Hi! Apparently, we're doing this. I need to remember to look at the actual camera and not at myself. Is going to be the biggest problem. Anyway, first video, and I was watching a bunch of videos, and it said you gotta start rough and you just gotta dive in, or you're not gonna do it. So that's what we're doing. Obviously, the magic in the title of our channel name, there will be two of us sometimes. My husband might. Haven't gotten any promises yet. I got a, I suppose. Or maybe, I don't remember exactly what he said. But the magic pertains to, obviously, Disney. If you're looking behind me, I'm in my Disney office. Used to be in a much smaller room, and it just wasn't quite working anymore. So here we are now. Well, one of the things that comes along with this is obviously bloopers, and I had a cat knock over my camera. And one of the things, if you look in our bio, I did promise random cat appearances because I knew they would happen. This is Alice, obviously named after Alice in Wonderland, one of my favorite movies. So I just wrote down some questions. I do want to do like a parks favorites and stuff, but I really want Dalton to be around for that because we've gone twice together. We went on our honeymoon. So yes, before we do the parks Q&A with hopefully the two of us, I just wrote down some Disney favorites, if you will. And I have a lot of my favorites behind me, so you can probably guess what some of the answers are actually going to be. You can see the red hair of one of them right there. So the first question that I came across that was really popular was favorite Disney princess, and I do actually have two. Snow White she's the OG. That's the whole definition of that quote that I was going to look up, but now I can't remember. She ran so that you could walk, or vice versa. I mean, she started it all. She was the original Disney princess. But then I also love Merida, and a whole lot of that has to do with I really love red hair. Honestly, I'm a beautician, and so I've done the ginger life. But then I just love how she just kind of is like kicking butt and taking names along the way and not caring what anybody else thinks. The next thing I have is Animal. And besides the obvious for me, which 101 Dalmatians is like one of my all-time favorites. I can watch it over and over. I can quote entirely too much of it. I was really having a hard time coming up with an animal, and I didn't actually write anything down before I started. I was like, I kind of want the thought process in the video. I really like Mushu. If I had to pick one that wasn't a Dalmatian, it's Eddie Murphy, first of all, so any character that he voices is a win. He is hilarious. I've never seen him play anybody serious. The next one is favorite non-princess character. Alice is not a princess, so I'd have to go with Alice. Or Cheshire Cat, which he could also fall under favorite animal, I suppose. But, I mean, he's here a few times, so I'm sure you guys could figure that out. The next one is favorite hero. And this one, I still am not entirely sure. I really like Hercules. I grew up watching that with one of my best friends all the time. I even gave it to her husband on the day of their wedding and said, if you're gonna survive this marriage, you need this movie. Because she'll watch it anytime, just like I will. It's a very good movie. He'd probably have to be it. I also really like Frozone, and I feel like he's super underappreciated. The next one is favorite Pixar film, and obviously that's Brave. No question about it. Next one is favorite quote, and this one I was going to write down. But I do love the whole Rafiki. Okay, so I grabbed the pin so I could read the quote correctly, and if I can get it to focus, I'll show you guys. It's Rafiki from The Lion King saying, "The past can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it." I don't know if I'll be able to get it to focus. It's from the Wisdom set. I have a couple of those, but that's definitely one of my favorite quotes. Okay, so favorite sidekick. And this one, when I was looking at them, I was like, well, this comes to mind. And I don't know if he's technically a sidekick or if Russell is more of the sidekick, but I really like Kevin. I think she's great. And yes, if you didn't know or just have never seen Up, Kevin is a she. Yeah, she's hilarious. She doesn't have to talk, and I also just have a thing for any character with the name Kevin. It's my dad's name, and I just think it's funny that all these characters that I've seen in cartoons that are named Kevin are quite often very sporadic or spastic characters, which my father is not. So I always think that's quite funny. Next one is favorite villain. Cruella, hands down, all the time. I love 101 Dalmatians because of the dogs, but Cruella, I don't know. I've just always liked her, and it obviously has nothing to do with the fact that she wants to kill puppies and turn them into coats. As a villain, I find her very entertaining. Next one is villain song. And, I mean, Cruella de Vil would be the obvious one, but she doesn't even sing it. I really do like Mother Knows Best. Rapunzel is not in my top 5 of Disney princess movies, but I do enjoy Mother Knows Best, and maybe it's because it's very easy to sing along to also. Next one is Saddest Death, and if you say anything other than Simba or Ellie, but Simba, I can't. Every time I'm like, nope, I gotta skip it or I gotta look away. I can't do it. Next one is song that always gets stuck in your head. This one I'm just not entirely sure about now that I have it written down. Just Can't Wait to Be King gets stuck in my head. Okay, however, if you want obscure Disney song that gets stuck in your head, still from The Lion King, the Coconut song that Zazu sings when he's in the jail made of ribs. So the next one is favorite male character, and if you're watching this and you know me, this shouldn't be a surprise at all. You probably already know what I'm gonna think. What I'm gonna think. Blah, 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 blah. You probably already know what I'm gonna say. He is wonderful. I've always liked Tarzan. That whole movie is great, but I love Tarzan. Next one, and I saw this and I was like, do I write this down? This is kind of an odd question, but it's favorite kiss. And I wrote it down and I was like, oh, by the time you start filming, you'll have one. And I don't have one yet. I do like the one in Cinderella at the end. It's just, you barely even see it when they're riding off in the carriage and you see them kissing through the window of the carriage. I do like that one. That's cute. Otherwise, like Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, that kiss is kind of cute too. And once again, that movie is not in my top 5, but it's kind of a cute kiss. And the last one is favorite love song, and once again, this is one that I was like, oh, by the time you film, you'll have an idea. A lot of the movies that I really like 101 Dalmatians and Brave, don't really have a love song. But Married Life, just the piano from Up is gorgeous, so I'm gonna say that qualifies, even though it doesn't have words. It doesn't have any lyrics, but it's a gorgeous piano piece. So I definitely say that one. That's all I have for questions, and I figured, I'm gonna edit this and I'm gonna struggle, so probably the less stuff I have, the better. The less questions I have and the less stuttering I have, which there's been plenty that I'll be cutting out given as long as I can figure it out. But I hope the next one I do that my husband will be willing to be in it. And I want to do some kind of Disney parks question and answer Disney parks favorites between the two of us. Yeah. So I guess that's it for this one. And I don't particularly know what I want to say to end all the videos because I feel like everybody has something super cute and I'm just like, I got nothing. I'm just ready to dive in like they told me to on the YouTube video that I watched on how to do YouTube. So I guess we will just leave it at see you later.